Hey everybody, I'm going to try and make this a quick video. I'm going to call this my journey within a journey. I've had some new developments in the past couple days. Backing up a little bit, you guys know that I've had the issue with reflux. You also know that I had an unfill of 2 cc's or something like that for my brachioplasty, and several weeks ago I started having the fluid put back in, and I think he put back 1.5 to start me off, and then I got a 0.25, and then last week, a week before last, I got a 0.25, so I think that had put all of it back in. Did okay until last week. On Monday, I was moving back into solid foods, and I had a horrible day with that for whatever reason it might be. So Tuesday morning of last week, I called the surgeon's office and said I needed to come in, that I was having trouble with really bad reflux that night, and I knew that it needed to come out. So once again, I went back. He took the fluid out and decided that I would go for the barium swallow. Now remember, in October I had an x-ray and everything appeared to be fine on the x-ray. So he sent me for a barium swallow, and that was on Friday. And they gave me a glass of yogurt consistency barium to start off with. Barely could get it to come down. It's almost like I had to take a bite, to get it out. That went down into my pouch fine, but then it didn't want to come out of the pouch. It kind of had a little bubble sticking out of the bottom of it, kind of like a ketchup bottle, like he wanted to do this to it to get it to come out. So they had 2 glasses prepared when I got there. One was the thick version, one was the thin version. The thick version, you couldn't even put a straw in. They had a straw in the thinner version. I took the straw out and just took a gulp of it. And the thinner version went down, and eventually it worked its way through the thicker stuff and came out. But he didn't think it should come out that slow. And then he said that the band should be setting at a 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock position, and mine was closer to a 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock position. So he thought that my band had moved. He didn't say too much about my pouch, except that since it had moved down, it looked like the pouch was maybe bigger than it should be. And again, keep in mind, he's just the x-ray technician. He's not a lap band specialist. So he sent me on my way. My surgeon called and said he had got the report and wanted me to come in today and discuss. And he told me, which I already knew. I knew it just from educating myself, and also from the fill tech when we were discussing what could be wrong. A lot of times if there's something wrong with the band, they go back in and try and reposition it. Sometimes it can't be repositioned and it needs to come out. So I've been freaking out, what's going on. I can't wait till Monday. I can find out, He did tell me on the phone, though, that we wouldn't jump to taking it out. We'd try and take out all the fluid first and see if things settled back down. So today I got there. He told me he does not think that it's a big slip. He's, from what he's read on the report, the computer wouldn't come up with the actual barium swallow test on it today, because we were going to look at it together and also compare it to the x-ray that was done in October. So he said he would do that as soon as he could get them both pulled up and give me a call and let me know, what he thinks after specifically looking at it himself. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get a call about that. What else? He was extremely compassionate, very nice, very positive. I asked him, if it ever should have to come out, could I get, another lap band, or, I wanted to talk about the sleeve. And he didn't really want to talk that far ahead yet. But he did say that should it come out, he would never do a sleeve at the same time he took it out. He said that doubles by 50% the chance that there could be a leak. And I said, oh, I don't want that. And he said, I don't want that either. In fact, don't worry about it, because we're not going there. I won't do that. I would not do it. And so I said, well, that's good. We'll talk about that later. He told me, how great I looked, and, you know, that I'd done a good job. He was proud of me. Well, I don't know. Really, that's about all I can remember. I was pretty shook up. At the end, you know, when he was getting ready to leave, he told me, "Don't worry about it. We'll make this work. We'll figure it out. I'm not going to go backwards." He told me that like 3 times. "You're not going to go backwards. You've worked too hard, and you know, you've played by the rules. We're going to just move forward. We'll figure out how to get this done." So that made me feel good. I did ask him, you know, what do you think caused this? Because there's so many variables. I haven't PB'd in about a year, and since we started taking some of the fluid out. So whenever that was, but it seems like a year. No, it's been over 6 months since I PB'd. And if the October x-ray had showed that things were off kilter, I would have thought it could be from PBing back in the days when my band was tied and I did PB. But if the original report, you know, on that band in October was okay, shouldn't be related to that at all. The only thing I can think of is in January when I had the stomach flu and I vomited, I mean, literally from my toes up. That's the only thing I can think of. And then right after that, I got a defill getting ready for my brachio in February. And so since that time, I haven't had a good strong fill. And so I'm wondering if it's just now catching up with me from having the flu. And when I asked him about that, you know, comparing going back over a year ago, when my band was tighter and having the flu, you know, could there be any of those factors that would play into this? And he said, you really can't tell, just sort of a bad luck of the draw. You know, there's probably be no way to ever determine exactly what caused it. So I may never know. And I'm just anxious for him to compare the barium swallow with the x-ray in October, and get me some more information on what he thinks going on. Can't remember if I said this or not. He did say that he doesn't think that it's a bad slippage. If it was a bad slippage, I wouldn't be able to get food down. He thinks that it's minor, whatever it is, and so hopefully, you know, 3 to 6 to 8 weeks or whatever without a fill will take care of it. I think now more than ever is important to really be cautious. I think I need to measure food. In fact, I asked him if I needed to do liquids for this, you know, 3 weeks, which I would die if I had to. He said, no, not liquids. You know, you can do liquids for a couple days if you want, but then just do soft foods. And don't, and I said, I guess most of all, you know, don't overeat. And he said, well, of course, don't overeat, which, you know, logic. But anyway, I'm going to try and treat this sort of like a brand new band, like I just got banded today, and I'm going to do liquids for a while and then move into mushies and go from there. At the very least, I want to do liquids most of the day and then have maybe one meal that's a light meal, you know, like chicken breast or some turkey lunch meat or something high in protein that I know that you know, is fairly easy for me to digest. How do I feel right now? When he took out, it was 3.5 cc's is what he could pull out today, and I could feel it immediately. I could feel the way, I don't know, the sensation on my stomach, the movement, and then I burped and burped and burped on the drive home. So definitely a change down there, hopefully for the better. And cross your fingers, we get this worked out, and then we'll do a very slow refill to see what happens. So I'm just trying to keep it real, and I know, you know, people don't want to hear, you know, negative talk, but this is real talk. It's, you know, I'm not trying to trash the lap band or anything. I still love Nellie. I just want her to straighten up. And she probably wants me to straighten up, apparently. I don't know. Flu shot wouldn't have helped because it was stomach flu, not bronchial type flu stuff. But anyway, that's what I know tonight, and I'll try and do an update if I find out any information that is different or more detailed about what's going on. So keep your fingers crossed. Bye.